Well, today it's Christmas Eve, so happy Christmas to everybody. And where are we? Well, we're actually at Cold Christmas, and we're at the Church of Little St Mary's, or what's left of it. It's now known as Cold Christmas Church, but only because it's actually on Cold Christmas Lane, which is over there. What do you know about this church? Well, it's built in 1086, the same year as the Domesday Book was commissioned. And what we have left here is a 14th century tower, or 15th century tower, and no nave and no chancel. You look here, it's just, you can see where the nave would have been and where the chancel would have been. Apparently pulled down in 1853. But let's have a closer look, because the first thing that's quite obvious, come this way, is this door into the bell tower. Now, I think that's Norman. I mean, it's just so Norman. So have we got, because, okay, the church, 1086, that could be part of the original church. This tower was built up around it. I mean, over the centuries, lots of things going on here. But what we have, just the same as Clophill, is we have it not west, east. West is that way, so the church should have sat here. Now, apparently a lot of medieval churches were done like this. We're not sure why. It wasn't until the Victorians sort of cottoned on and thought, well, that's just not good. So it's again opening the doors to hell and all that. So we won't have that. Let's put it down. So let's have a look and see what they would have actually pulled down. What we see here, we see the entrance into the bell tower. Sadly, we can't get in. I mean, you know, it's got signs around danger of falling masonry. I wouldn't want to be in there. Again, like Clophill, satanic rituals, 1960s, it was, everybody was at, not everybody, but there's a lot of people got into this. Being serious though, so mostly a few grave robbings, but the church, all the grave slabs are still in position, but they're just smashed up, broken up. There's a rumour of a mausoleum. Well, this looks very much like it could have been. We've got a look at it. It's just amazing. It's just ruined. You can see down inside here. There's like an archway. Got a feeling this is where, but we've got bricks that are maybe Georgian, early Victorian. They're not that old. They're not Tudor. So mausoleum, Victorian, just out of the line of the nave. Try to imagine the nave coming out of here. So if we look above here, we've got a Norman door, we've got a 15th century window above that. So you see the square cap to it. They would have had two lancet windows in there. Sadly now we've just got a bit of galvanised tin. It's not too pretty. We've then got what looks like an arch. Now I just think that's a detail that's following on from those corners there. So you just follow that arch up there. Then if you look very carefully, you can just see where the roof sat for the nave, and it came out here. These buttresses must have been put on later, not sure. You would have thought the nave would have been wider, but I don't think it was. I think the nave came out here, and it mostly worked up to about here. And somewhere along here you would have the chancel arch looking out, well, not east, but yeah. And if we look here, we've got grave slabs. They're not gravestones. These were laid down. So I suspect that these were laid here, and we're actually standing in the chancel. This isn't a grave slab, I don't think, but it's some sort of feature. There could have been an altar here. This could have been one of the stands for the altar, thinking about it. And then we'd have a chancel window here, and then we're looking out, and then we've got these gravestones here, which are 18th century, outside the chancel end of the window. It is an incredible place. You know, there's reports of a ghostly figure dressed in black. Also, apparently in 1978, a lady was standing just about here, and apparently a whole horde, a ghostly army, came out towards her and walked right through her. I bet that scared her. We've got smashed up gravestones. This is it's a terrible disrepair, but it's kind of, well, it's certainly a bit creepy because of that. Some more galvanised tin for the fans on. There we go. So we've got here a medieval door. So this is more in keeping with what they say this tower is, that 15th century late medieval door here. Again, so it's all blocked up, but I'm not surprised. And then we've got single medieval screened window there and a double one at the top. That's how this one would have looked, would have mostly had 2 windows in there. It's just a shame it's not all restored, and so we can all really appreciate it. We would have to have a lot of money spent on it to actually make sure that it wasn't a danger. We've got another, looks like a family plot here. Look at this. It's just as, it hasn't been tended at all. What have we got here? Let's have a look. 1809. So you see, people are still being buried here in the early 19th century. It's a wonderful day here. It's a little bit gloomy, absolutely perfect for this. Can't see much on there. Here, and then what's the date on that? 18 something. So we've got a lot of 19th century, 18th, 19th century. Now here's the earliest one we actually found. Can you see this got this skull here, right? And some sort of looks like an egg timer actually. And then there's definitely a sort of a winged angel here. And looking at the date, I think I can see 1611. So there you go, there's a nice early one. Cool. Why is it called Cold Christmas? Must have been after 1853 when this was pulled down. There was a really cold Christmas around here and lots of people died, including a lot of children. And apparently the children are actually buried in a mass grave. They were just put in here, they were poor people, and that's where they'd all be laid. So there's no gravestones. Whoa, just look at that. Isn't it wonderful? It's just sitting there, hundreds of years, unloved, unkept. It's part of our heritage, and it's really great to be here.